show you how to do some of the advanced features with quizzes, including creating a question bank, importing from a test generator, and aligning a quiz or a question bank to a standard or an outcome. So I have an exam view test that I created. Now, to use this with Canvas, I need to export it. And when I export, it's as a WebCT file. So when it exports, it's going to export wherever you want to save it, whether it's your desktop or your documents or your downloads. And it exports as a zip file. So now that it's been exported, I can go back to Canvas, and just like how we imported or copied all of the content from one course to another, I can now import content into this course again, but the content type is a QTI zip file, and that's what the test bank is for questions. So that was saved in my documents. And it was the Chapter 1 test bank. So I select the file that I just downloaded, and I can select if I want to put it in a question bank or create a new question bank. So I can create a new one, and now it is running. Okay, so it's finishing up its run. It is now complete. So if I go into my quizzes, it automatically creates an unnamed quiz with all of the questions that I just imported. So there were 65 questions on that Chapter 1 test. So this top quiz has all 65. Now to get to the question bank, you have to come in the upper right hand corner here to the gearbox, and it says Manage Question Banks. So here's the question bank for Chapter 1. There were 65 questions, and it was uploaded August 28th. Now I can edit the question bank if I want to, and editing is just changing the name. I can bookmark the question bank, or I can delete it. So if I click on the name, if I click on the link, it takes me into all of the questions. And then I can edit each individual question, and I can copy it to another test bank if I'd like to. Now, I can align this test bank, or this quiz bank, to an outcome or to a standard. So, in the upper or in the right-hand corner, I can add questions to the question bank. I can edit some of the question bank details. I can move multiple questions. I can delete the entire bank. And then I can align it to outcomes. And the outcomes are our learning standards. Okay. And if you can align multiple outcomes, multiple standards, to one question bank if you want to. Okay, so there's no way to link an individual question to an outcome or to a standard. There's nothing there that allows me to do that. But what you can do is you can create a question bank of all of the questions that go with one standard or one topic, and then you can align that whole question bank to that standard or outcome. So again, editing the bank details only changes the name. Anytime you make a change in Canvas, you want to save it. Aligning the outcomes automatically saved it into this bank. So there it is. So now if I were to go back to my question banks, it's still here. And if I were to go to quizzes, so I went all the way back to quizzes, just like quiz, I can create questions, but now I can create a question group. And I can link my question group to the test bank or the question bank that I just created, the Chapter 1 question bank. So when students take this quiz, it will select 10 questions from that question bank. Each question will be worth 1 point for a total of 10 points on the quiz. Now when you import from one course to another or copy content from one course to another, all of your question banks come with. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You can create your question banks one time, and because it's randomly picking 10 questions from that bank, when I assign this to students, not every student will get the same question. So it adds a little bit of variety to my quiz, and it limits the cheating factor of that quiz. If you have questions about how to import from a test generator, or how to set up a question bank, align it to an outcome, please let me know. You can find me in my classroom, or you can email me, and always stop by, say hi if you see me in the hallway.